December 13, 2025 is the day that John Cena retired from professional wrestling. This day is a very important day for me because I would not be here meeting these amazing people in the wrestling community if it wasn't for John Cena. In this video, I will give my thoughts on John Cena's final match, and we will start with a little bit of introduction as to how John Cena got me into wrestling as a whole. The year is 2015. It's been several years since my parents bought me an Xbox 360. It was a pirated one, and because of that, I managed to get a lot of games already installed in the hard drive. While I was browsing, I saw a game called WWE 2K15. I took a look at the cover, and there he was. Lo and behold, John Cena. I've seen Cena in memes, and I decided to give the game a chance, and the rest is history. I started playing in the exhibition mode with just John Cena before experimenting with other characters. I eventually got myself a pirated WWE 2K16, learned about the 2K Showcase mode, found out about Stone Cold Steve Austin, played through the entire mode, and I really enjoyed it. So I went back to 2K15 to play the 2K Showcase, and I learned a lot more about Cena and CM Punk. It's so hilarious how I became a CM Punk fan from a video game and years after he quit professional wrestling. From there, I decided to watch more WWE content on their YouTube channel, and I immediately found out my favorite wrestler, AJ Styles. The domino effect is crazy from here because me discovering AJ Styles led to me discovering the entire Bullet Club lore, which means I discovered New Japan and even other wrestling companies like Ring of Honor, NWA, and also TNA. I haven't given them a watch until 2021, where I decided to give AEW a try. And the episode I watched was the one that aired the day I gave it a try. The episode was the one where Hangman Adam Page and the Dark Order fought the Elite in a 10-man tag team match. Crazy luck on my end because I immediately loved AEW as an alternative company. We jumped too far in the timeline, so let's get back to 2020. I started watching WWE weekly during the pandemic since I found a local WWE community from my country and they gave me a link to watch it, illegally of course, which I was very thankful for. Not just that, the owner of said community wanted to make a YouTube channel that talks about WWE, and he was looking for a video editor. So I contacted him and asked if I could become his editor, and I got the part, even though I was only getting paid 10k IDR per video, which is this much in USD. This partnership went on until 2022 when I couldn't keep up between the channel and my college schedule. But then again, crazy domino effect. If I didn't ask to become his video editor, I would not have video editing as a hobby, and I would not have gotten an editing gig for a YouTuber where I got paid for 30 plus USD for his two projects. Thank you, Ty McGrath, for commissioning me back then. And I would not have interacted with the Twitter wrestling editing community, which means I would not have improved my skill by learning from various talented people like Joshi Gio, Lini McMini, X-Pry Guy, Charles aka Outmox, Shy Guy, Cyber Sensei, Goken, and more. I would not have learned about graphic design as well thanks to people like Manuel Ish, Janos GFX, Big Panda, Omaro GFX, Kujo Kef, Justice, and more. And I also would not have become a VTuber, so like I said, crazy domino effect. If I didn't know who John Cena is, if I didn't try to play WWE 2K15, I would not be here. I would not be making money from video editing, which is very crazy. I have to say my thanks to John Cena for shaping my life in a very weird way. Enough of that, let's get into the next chapter. In this chapter, I will just give my honest opinion on the retirement tool as a whole. Let's start with Royal Rumble 2025, where John Cena got eliminated by Jey Uso. Already a bad start. Since Cena lost his chance to challenge for the world title at WrestleMania, he went for the next opportunity. He participated in the Elimination Chamber match where the winner would be the number one contender for the WWE Championship, since Jey decided to pick for the World Heavyweight Championship that was being held by Gunther. This is a story for another day. John Cena would fight 5 other opponents, including Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, yes, I hate that guy as well, Damien Priest, and CM Punk. The match was incredible. It's still one of my favorite WWE matches of the year. The match ended with Rollins giving a stomp to Punk after he got eliminated. Cena took advantage and immediately locked in the STFU, which gave him the win, meaning that he will face Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. During that time, there was an ongoing story between Cody and The Rock, and for some reason, Travis Scott. Long story short, the night ended with Cena turning heel, attacking Cody Rhodes, and aligning himself with The Rock. I'm not going into details because this video will be very long. Cena fought Cody at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship, and it was not a great match in my opinion, especially with how Travis Scott came in to distract Cody in order for Cena to take the victory. I'm glad that he got his 17th title run, but I still would not forgive The Rock for not finishing this angle, and also Travis Scott who just vanished after this match despite hinting that he would stick to the story in the near future. After that, they wasted most of his dates with this terrible heel run. And we didn't even get matches on these dates. He was just cutting promos saying how the audience sucks, which is your typical generic heel promos. We got a match with Randy, but it was mid at best, and somehow we got a match with R-Truth. The only memorable moments are the build-up for Cena vs CM Punk, where the story culminated at Nights of Champions. Like, what do you mean you wasted a Cena date for a tag team match at Money in the Bank between Cody and Jey versus Cena and Logan? What the hell were they smoking, dude? Back to the topic at hand, they realized that this heel run is not working without both The Rock and Travis Scott because it was Rocky's idea to begin with. Since he won't be there to finish the narrative, they decided to turn Cena back as a babyface for the rematch with Cody at SummerSlam. Their promo to build up said match was incredible, with Cody reminding Cena who he was supposed to be, and the match that we got was fantastic from start to finish. Despite Cody winning, it was a beautiful moment where Cena realized that he's still their hero, our hero. And with that, we got our old Cena again. So, did you think they would do justice for the rest of Cena's dates? Hell no! They immediately went with a match against Logan Paul at Clash in Paris. Despite some people saying that the match was good and enjoyable, I still hate Logan Paul as a person. Thankfully, we got an intermezzo where Sami Zayn gave John Cena a shot at his United States title on SmackDown, and that match was good. Even though I hate the crowd for booing Sami during the match. Something that I forgot to mention, after the match at SummerSlam, Brock Lesnar made a return and attacked John Cena. Some people dislike this decision because Brock is still inside the same General Grant case where Vince McMahon is being investigated for. There is a reason why he has been MIA for more than a year, so it's still a stupid idea to bring him back. I will not get into any more details, you can look them up on YouTube if you want. Unfortunately, this match with Lesnar eventually happened at WrestlePalooza, and it was horrible. It was a squash match with F5 after F5. Cena managed to get some of his own moves, but it was very one-sided. Lesnar beat Cena in a very short match, which really soured the rest of the show despite having AJ Lee's first wrestling match after she retired from the WWE in 2015. It still baffles me how they wasted a date with Brock Lesnar where he doesn't need this momentum at all, and then Cena went off script on Twitter asking the WWE Universe if they want to see Cena versus AJ Styles for one last time. He kept demanding Triple H on the app that he wants this match, and so the rest of the internet, until they finally made it official for Crown Jewel with no build up whatsoever, because we didn't have enough dates left. Thank God this match was phenomenal, no pun intended. It has to be top 3 on his retirement tour. We even got a special introduction for AJ Styles, which was a surprise even for him. The match had several callbacks to previous rivals of each superstars, especially for AJ with his TNA rivalries. But for some reason, Triple H said that it was all part of the plan. Like, could you just shut your mouth for a second? No one wants to hear you lie your arse off. The Lesnar match was also the reason why people immediately begged for that AJ Styles match to happen. This next moment kind of saved the last few dates for me. Cena cut a promo in Boston where he was interrupted by Dominic Mysterio. From there, we got an impromptu match for the IC title and, to my surprise, he won a title, which finally makes him a Grand Slam champion. It was a good moment and well deserved for both Cena and the audience. The story ends at Survivor Series where we got the rematch for that title and we got the return of Liv Morgan, where she helped Dominic to win the IC title back. Honestly, I understand that John wanted to give back to the industry by having both Liv and Dominic share this moment where they got the upper hand against the John Cena, even though some people on the internet hated that he used 2 of his dates for the same person. And now we finally got to his final match. The question is, who will be his final opponent? Cena then issued a tournament for set spots. The participants are the likes of Rusev, Damien Priest, Sheamus, Penta, Finn Balor, The Miz, Jey Uso, LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, Javon Evans, Carmelo Hayes, Bronson Reed, Shinsuke Nakamura, Zack Ryder, Dolph Ziggler, and Gunther. TLDR, Gunther wins the whole thing, which to me is the perfect decision because you cannot have a babyface for Cena's final opponent. From what we see during his match with Sami Zayn, they would not hesitate to boo the heck of a babyface. So the best decision is to pick a heel, and fortunately we got the guy in Gunther. And at the same time, this is the best way to bring back Gunther's credibility after they made him lose to Jey Uso at WrestleMania via tapping out to a sleeper hold, and then have him in an angle with Pat McAfee. They even brought back his old theme song, which makes him like this unstoppable final boss. And with that, we enter the next stop, Washington DC, Saturday night's main event. The night started with the WWE Champion Cody Rhodes fighting against the NXT Champion Oba Femi. I was not expecting a dream match to happen this soon, so I was really excited for this match. It started slow, but you can definitely see it was about to get into the good parts, especially when Oba busted Cody's ear, which was lit. But unfortunately, the match ended in a DQ where Drew, who has been feuding with Cody for a few months now, attacked him mid-match. Oba pulled him away and shot him down, which essentially makes Drew a loser in this scenario. Cody delivered a Cody cutter. No, it's called an Oscar. Fuck you, Cody. And Oba delivered a chokeslam. The crowd wanted a rematch, which I thought was going to happen, but turns out that was the finish. The match was 9 minutes long, and it left a sour taste in my mouth. The next match was Bayley vs Sol Ruka, a solid match with Sol Ruka winning after hitting the Soul Snatcher and a rolling pin on Bayley. After that, we have Javon Evans and Leon Slater versus Dragon Lee and AJ Styles for the WWE World Tag Team Championship. And this match was amazing. Javon and Slater were showing to the audience what they're capable of, especially Slater with his finishing move, the Swanton for a 50 splash. The match ended with AJ Styles delivering a Styles Clash onto Slater to secure the win. My only complaint is that these 3 matches are so short. I wanted more. Most of the runtime of the show is being filled with promo video and a talk show with Stephanie McMahon, which is not needed. Oh yeah, we got a segment with The Miz, R-Truth, and Joe Hendry for some reason. I don't know if it was Triple H's idea or if Cena wanted Hendry to have a spot on the show, But it rubbed some people the wrong way, since the tag match only got 6 minutes, whereas they could have gotten longer if it weren't for segments like this. Enough of that, now we get into the final chapter. The light goes out. Here we can see a menacing figure on the entrance, the one and only, the Ring General, Gunther, making his way to the ring with a smile on his face. He has only one mission in mind, and that is to decimate and to retire the legend, John Cena. As the crowd waits, the light goes out until we hear that tune for one last time. John Cena makes his final entrance, pointing to the crowd, sharing the moment with Stu before finally pulling out the same towel that reminded us for what's about to come. The last time is indeed now. He runs to the ring, throws it up in the sky before going to the ringside to greet fellow legends like Trish Stratus, Eve Torres, RVD, Haku, Booker T, Kurt Angle, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn. And before we knew it, the match started. We can tell that it's going to be a one-sided as Gunther annihilates Cena with uppercuts and chops. Cena went for the all and reliable 5 moves of doom, and it's hilarious to think that Gunther doesn't know how to counter this move because in character, he would not watch a single tape of John Cena match. After that, Gunther claps back with a German suplex before Cena locks in the STFU. Gunther goes for a vicious dropkick followed by a barrage of lariat. Cena then hit another sequence of 5 moves of doom before he finally hit the FU that ends with a 2 count. Gunther locks in his first sleeper. Cena managed to get out of it before locking in his own sleeper hold. Gunther is trying to escape. Perhaps the PTSD was kicking in from his match with Jey Uso. His leg manages to reach the bottom rope, which causes a rope break. Then he controlled the match once again by dropping Cena onto the apron and drove him onto the steps. Gunther rearranged the commentary table to his preference before preparing to deliver Cena through it. But his plan failed as Cena picked him up and delivered an FU through the table. The crowd goes wild as Cena brings him back into the ring, but with only 2 counts. Cena went old school with a leg drop from the top rope, but it still wasn't enough. He signaled the crowd, this is the final 5 knuckle shuffle of the night. But before he could hit it, Gunther intercepts before delivering a power bomb, but it was not enough to keep the man down. Gunther went to the top rope for a splash before Cena stopped him. The crowd rose as Cena picked up Gunther to deliver a super FU. Is this it? Is this the Super Cena who destroyed the roster all those years ago? Unfortunately, Gunther survived. They trade blows before Gunther snaps and delivers a power bomb once again. He went to the top and successfully hit the splash, and Cena kicks out once again. This is where everything went horrible. Gunther locked in the sleeper hold for the second time, and this entire section feels like an eternity. Cena fights on, not willing to give up. Despite showing that his leg is getting weaker, he keeps fighting on. Even with Gunther on his back, he still keeps fighting on. He drove Gunther to the corner, but it was not enough as Gunther locked it in for the 3rd time. And this time he made sure that Cena could not get out of this one. As Cena tries to get out, the lock gets tighter, but he will not give up. He drove Gunther to the corner once again before delivering another FU. Is this the end? Will Cena be able to pin Gunther? The referee counts the mat. 1, 2. As we hold our breath, Gunther kicks out at the last second. From his face, it seems like he lost all hope. But before we could process what had happened, Gunther grabbed Cena with the sleeper for the 4th time. He locked it tightly, not leaving any room to breathe. As the referee checks on him, he raises Cena's hand. The first time, no response. The second time, still no response. The crowd is holding their breath once again as the referee checks for signs of life. And Cena stayed in this fight. He is not willing to give up just yet. Gunther hates that and starts to elbow his head repeatedly before locking it again for the fifth time. Will this be enough? Cena keeps on fighting. The crowds are chanting, "Don't give up," from the top of their lungs. He could hear them. He does not want to disappoint them as he fights and fights and fights before his demeanor changed. Was that a smile I saw? And before I could process it,
John Cena has tapped out.
it's over. I cannot believe my eyes. John Cena has tapped out to Gunther. Some people might see it as Cena giving up, but that's not how I see it. You can definitely see that Super Cena tried to kick in so many times during the sleeper, but it was not enough. He knew it was time. He knew that he is not the same Cena that we grew up with. He knew that he's not Super Cena anymore. And that's okay. Cena did not give up. He let go. He's got nothing to prove to anybody anymore. It was not, "I can't take it anymore," on the way his face goes from struggling to just relaxing, accepting his fate. It was so poetic. Just the sight of him smiling while tapping out. It makes me cry every single time I see it. He went out on his own terms, peacefully. The night ends with Gunther demolishing our childhood hero. Silence and sadness fill the arena while Symphony Number 9 is playing in the background, making him a monster that our hero could not slay. As Michael Cole said, tonight, professional wrestling destroys sports entertainment. If you're mad, if you're disappointed, if you are angry, that's the point. It was a beautiful yet tragic end to your hero. And for once in this story, your hero dies. And with that, Cena is no more. There's no sports entertainer named John Cena anymore. What's left is an actor named John Cena. Every time I see him, I keep getting reminded just how impactful this man is, especially to the kids all around the globe. He gives them something to live for, to fight for. That man is the epitome of hustle, loyalty, and respect. There is this line from Dawn Brothers episode 16 that I think encapsulates my view on John Cena as a whole, and I want you guys to give it a listen.
ありえないな。俺の前に俺はいない。俺の後に俺はいない。
Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoy. I will try to make more wrestling related contents like this if you guys like it. Give it a like, leave a comments down below. Share your thoughts on why you love John Cena, how John Cena became your childhood hero. Leave those stories down below. I would love to read each and every single one of them. And maybe we can turn that into a new video per chance. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys again some other time. God damn. I hope that sounds good because I was about to cry. Oh my god.